The Evergreen Hotel in downtown Seattle sparkled under its golden lights, its luxury echoing off the marble floors and crystal chandeliers. That evening, as the doorman opened the grand entrance for a line of guests arriving in luxury cars, a man walked in, soaking wet from the rain, wearing an old flannel shirt, jeans with frayed hems, and carrying a rugged backpack. He looked more like a backpacker than a guest. At the reception desk stood Ava, a young receptionist battling exhaustion and silent worries, her mother's medical bills, her unpaid college loan, and a job that barely held her together. But it wasn't Ava who first noticed the man. It was Claire, the hotel's supervisor, a woman known for her icy tone and designer suits. Claire approached Ava, whispered sharply, "We don't need vagrants loitering in our lobby." "Handle it." Ava hesitated, then nodded and put on her professional face. The man stepped up. "Good evening. Is there any room available for the night?" Ava glanced at the screen. There were rooms. But under Claire's judgmental stare, she said politely, "I'm sorry, sir. We're fully booked this weekend." The man smiled gently. "I understand. Could I at least wait out the rain in the lounge?" Before Ava could respond, Kevin, the smug assistant manager, strolled over. "We're not a shelter," he said flatly. "Try the motel down the street. We have a standard to maintain here." Ava's heart sank as the man quietly thanked them and walked out into the rain. She looked away, but not before she noticed something odd. As he exited, the man glanced around the lobby, not like a lost traveler, but like someone memorizing every detail. Later that night, Ava sat in the break room, her hands shaking. Kevin laughed. "Did you see that guy's face? Thought he'd get a room here with that look?" Claire added sharply, "People like that don't belong in five-star hotels. We're not here to rescue charity cases." Ava didn't respond. Her father used to say, "Be kind to everyone. You never know whose shoes they've had to walk in." But tonight, exhaustion, and pressure, had won. 2 days later, a notice came through the hotel's internal mail system. Urgent staff assembly, Monday, 9 a.m., mandatory attendance. Rumors flew. Ava arrived early and found the grand conference room packed with nervous staff. The general manager, Mr. Bradley, walked to the podium, wiping sweat from his brow. "We have a new majority owner. Someone who will be hands-on in operations," he announced. "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Daniel Carter." A man in a tailored navy blue suit stepped onto the stage. Clean-shaven. Composed. Confident. Ava gasped. It was him. Daniel took the mic. "3 nights ago," he began, "I walked into this hotel looking like a nobody. I wore a torn shirt and carried a backpack. I didn't do it to test you. I did it because I've lived that life." Gasps filled the room. "I've been homeless. I built my company while sleeping in a car and showering at public gyms. Now that I own this hotel, I wanted to see it from the eyes of someone most people overlook." The staff sat in stunned silence. Daniel continued, "Only one person offered me kindness, Max, a housekeeping intern who saw me outside and gave me coffee and his coat." Max, barely 20, sat up straight, stunned. "You, Max," Daniel said warmly, "are being promoted to full-time. And your college education? Consider it covered." Cheers erupted. Claire's face turned ghost white. Kevin looked like he wanted to melt into his chair. But Daniel wasn't done. "I also witnessed something else, how some staff treat people based on how they look. That will change." After the meeting, Claire stormed into the staff lounge, seething. "He was spying on us," she barked. "It's manipulation." Ava stood up. "No, Claire. It was truth. You judged him for his clothes." Claire snapped, "If he fires me, I'll sue for defamation." Kevin chimed in, "He's just trying to make us feel guilty. Let's see how long this charity act lasts." But the tone in the hotel had already shifted. Ava walked away from them. Later that day, Daniel approached Ava at the front desk. "I owe you a conversation," she said nervously. Daniel shook his head. "You don't owe me anything. You were under pressure. But you looked torn when you turned me away. That's humanity." Her voice cracked. "I didn't want to, but Claire was watching. Kevin was laughing." Daniel nodded slowly. "The real strength is in doing the right thing even when it's hard. Would you do it differently now?" She nodded firmly. "Yes. Then I have an offer." Ava was promoted to guest relations lead, tasked with creating a new training program focused on empathy. She didn't take it lightly. Her first workshop began with a quote from her father. "Kindness is never wasted, even if no one sees it." Claire, demoted to a non-supervisory role, struggled to hide her disdain. She whispered behind Ava's back, calling her a teacher's pet. Kevin wasn't much better. He began sabotaging guest requests, hoping to make Ava look incompetent. One night, he forgot to pass a message from a VIP guest, resulting in a bad review. But instead of lashing out, Ava met Daniel privately. "Don't fire them," she said. "Let them see what change looks like. But if they don't grow, let their own bitterness drown them." Daniel nodded. "You're stronger than most leaders I've met." Months passed. Ava's program transformed the culture. Guests began writing heartfelt reviews, not just about service, but about how the staff made them feel. Max became a team leader. Housekeeping morale soared. Staff from every department began treating even street walk-ins with courtesy. And Kevin? He was caught mocking a homeless veteran in the lobby, and Daniel fired him on the spot. Claire submitted her resignation 2 weeks later. "I don't work for emotional fairy tales," she sneered. "Then this hotel isn't for you," Daniel said calmly. One winter night, an elderly woman entered the lobby, shivering, holding a grocery bag and an oxygen tank. Ava rushed over. "Welcome to Evergreen. You're safe here. Come, let's warm you up." The woman wept softly. "I'm just waiting for the rain to stop." "I'm sorry." "No need to be," Ava said. "We don't judge by bags here. Just hearts." From the top floor, Daniel watched silently, then turned back to his computer, writing a new chapter in his memoir, The Hotel That Learned to Listen. The Evergreen Hotel didn't become famous for its chandeliers or luxury bedding. It became known for the one thing most luxury hotels forget: dignity. Ava found purpose. Max found a future. And Daniel found proof that change doesn't start with policies, it starts with people. The flannel shirt, the worn shoes, the backpack. None of it ever defined Daniel. But it exposed who truly deserved to wear 5 stars. And in the end, those who judged, simply faded away. While those who believed, in kindness, humility, and second chances, rose to shine brighter than any diamond-studded guest list ever could.